keep understeer to our right, and after this stop we should be direct to St Catherine's Pier for the tower.
장로님 한 말씀 하십시오. 선교하면서 마음에 와닿는 한 말씀 메시지 전해주세요. 네,
두 번째 선교 왔는데요. 참 너무 은혜가 많고 많은 것을 느꼈습니다. 특히 송 목사님을 통해서 스태프들이 진짜 설교와 감정이 가슴을 아프고
네, 감사합니다. 옆에 우리 감사합니다. 감사합니다. 우리 권사님 말씀.
저희가 하는 데는 항상 하는데 그런 분을 보니까 힘이 덜 들고 뭐 마지막 그때까지 했지만 그래도 일주일적으로 힘이 들지 않았습니다. 너무너무 은혜로운 시간이었습니다.
감사합니다. 권사님. 예, 권사님.
예전에 볼 수 있는 하나님을 믿고 사랑한다고 해서 사랑하는 영토 표대교보다 사람들에게 자신있게 담대하게 전하지못했던 제 모습을 돌아보고 많이 회개하고 이제 어디서 무엇을 하든지 제 주위에 있는 모든 사람들이 저를 대상자라고 생각을 하고 입을 열어서 담대하게 하나님의 말씀 굿뉴스를 전하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 예, 장로님 한 말씀 하십시오. 예.
Okay, folks, so as you can see, we've now left
예, 감사합니다.
the festival pier. We are direct now to St Catherine's Pier for the tower. We'll be there in about 20 minutes. Now, the next bridge we're going to go through is Waterloo Bridge, commonly known as the Ladies' Bridge. It gets its name as it was built during the Second World War, and that was by female labour. All of the men, they was away fighting for their country. The ladies of London, they was left at home to construct the bridge. The ladies, they faced it with a very expensive self-connected Portland stone. Every time it rains in London, which is about 3 times a day, the face of this bridge receives a thorough wash. The Ladies' Bridge was the only bridge to ever span the river that was completed on time and under budget. So what a fantastic job the ladies did. So over 300 years ago for the Dukes and the Earls of Somerset. It was once in the building where they kept birth, death and marriage certificates. But today, folks, I'm afraid to say it's belonged to a criminal organisation, and they like to call themselves the Inland Revenue as their headquarters. If you look ahead on our left, we have the large white ship. It's got the yellow funnel. That's the HQS Wellington. She was once a sloop for the New Zealand Navy. Today, a floating livery hall for the Honourable Company of Master Mariners. King Charles, he is the Vice President of that club. Just behind the ship, amongst the trees, there's a stone archway. That's Temple Arch. And that is a boundary marker between two cities. The city of Westminster we now leave behind us. The square mile city of London we are now just entering. Directly to our right is a small white building. It's got 4 blacked out windows. That's the ITV studios. This is where they filmed the breakfast programme this morning. It is this part of the river they use as a backdrop throughout the day. So folks, give them a big wave and a smile like you're really enjoying yourselves. There's a very good chance that we're all on daytime TV. Also to our right, we've got the red brick building. It's got the Oxo Tower. Oxo being famous for the gravy stock tube. During the 30s, when the building was being built, advertisement along the banks of the river, it was illegal. And that's because the Thames is deemed a royal highway. As you can see, the Oxo company, they very cleverly got around the law. They incorporated their logo into the window frames. Of an evening, if you're going past, have a look. A red light shines in that tower. The word Oxo can be seen from over most of London. If you look on our left-hand side, you're going to see a lot of these work sites up and down the river at the moment. What they're doing is they're constructing a new sewer system. The Victorian sewer system can no longer cope with the current population. So that's what they're doing at the moment, building a bigger one. It's going to run parallel with the river. It's called the Thames Tideway Tunnel. Behind the workings, the building with the green sloping roof, that's the old City of London School for Boys. We've got a couple of bridges we're about to go through. The first one is Blackfriars Road Bridge. If you look at the abutments, they should remind you of church pulpits. These were built on the express wish of Queen Victoria, and that was to commemorate the Blackfriars monasteries that once stood to our left on the North Shore. When we go through the bridge, look either side of the boat, you'll see 8 red support columns. This is what remains of the old St. Paul's railway bridge. When modern trains, they became too heavy. The top half was taken down. They left the support columns in place, fear of it disturbing the foundations of the other 2 bridges. The last bridge in the group of 3 is Blackfriars. On our right hand side, the brown brick building with the chimney, the old Bankside Power Station, recently been converted into the Tate Modern Art Gallery. It is completely free to go and have a walk around that building. But folks, after about 5 minutes of walking around that building, you will quickly realise why it is free. You can go over there today, see such things as half a cow in a jar, a brick wall with a load of red paint thrown up it, and the light bulb that flashes on and off. What a fantastic day out. If you're a bit more like myself and you don't understand modern art whatsoever, I do recommend a pub just over your right shoulder called the Founders Arms for a much more interesting day out. It's also free to go in there as well. A real piece of art here to our left above the buildings. We have the large dome and golden cross of St Paul's Cathedral, designed by Sir Christopher Wren and said to have been his masterpiece.
저기서 다이애나하고 찰스가 결혼식이 있어 여기서.
It was completed in 1710. There is a viewing platform at the top of St Paul's. It's well worth a visit going up there.
이것을 보여줘야 돼.
To get to the top, there's no lifts. You got to take the stairs. There's 528 steps to get to the top of St Paul's. On our right hand side we have the white thatch roof building. That's a replica of William Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. On summer nights you can go over there and see all of Shakespeare's greatest plays, all being performed as they
William Shakespeare building.
during Shakespeare's times. As with no stage lighting, no microphones, and it's the only thatch roof building in London since the Great Fire. This is Suffolk Bridge ahead of us. It is the least used bridge in London. The approach roads are hidden so well into the back streets, not many people can find the bridge to use it. As you can see, there's very few cars crossing over and very few people. They do say if you see anyone on this bridge to give them a wave. There's that man there, he is most probably lost. I've seen this man walking back and forth all afternoon. We've got a very nice pub on our right, it's got the red window frames, it's called the Anchor. It's over 400 years old. It dates back to 1615. They do say that Shakespeare used to hire the attic of that pub as a dressing room for his actors before performing at the old Globe Theatre. It stood just behind that pub in Park Street. This is Cannon Street Railway Bridge we're going through. We're about halfway now, folks. How's it going so far? Anyone understand me okay? Before the bridge in between the buildings on our right, we've got an old pirate ship, a replica of Sir Francis Drake's ship, the Golden Hind. Drake was the first ever Englishman to circumnavigate the globe. Drake, he done it once. This replica ship here done it twice. It took the same route that Drake took. Famous London Bridge we're going to go through. There's been a few London bridges to span the Thames at this point. This one was opened in 1973. The one before it was sinking into the mud. They took it down brick by brick. They sold it to an American businessman for $2 million. Today, the bridge stands in the Arizona desert. It spans the man-made Lake Havasu. The name of the bridge engraved into the stonework either side of the road. Through London Bridge on our right hand side, sky to London's highest viewing platform. It's on the 72nd floor up. And I believe to go up there, you're charged £40 an adult. Now folks, for a much cheaper day out, I do recommend you all going on the other side of the river. If you look to our left, the building, it gets slightly larger as it goes up. Look right to the top. If you look carefully, you just about see people standing up there. And that's a viewing platform up there, folks. It's free to go up there. It's called the Sky Garden. They've got a bar and restaurant up there and also, so it is well worth a visit. I'd say the Sky Garden. Behind the trees on our left, the building with the clock face and the black chimneys on top. That's Walter Bard's house, the headquarters of our country's customs and excise.
이게 6.25 때 갔다 오고 나면 6.25 때 여기 한국까지 갔어. 지금 박물관 식당도 그래.
Cigarettes and drugs. They're all taken to the basement of that building. Stored in the basement for 1 month. They are then burnt in the incinerators and they're said to be destroyed. Now I've been working on this river, folks, for 5 years this year and I've never seen a puff of smoke coming from those chimneys. They at their Christmas parties and are phenomenal. The Belfast to our right, she was built in the Harlem Wolf shipyard, Belfast at Northern Ireland. Saw action during the Second World War. Last fired her guns in anger during the Korean campaign.
한국전에 왔다.
Over on our left, we have the world famous Tower of London. Folks, if you are on the top deck, if I could just ask everyone just to try and remain in your seats. It's only where the captain's at the back of the boat. It does make it a bit difficult to see. Now, like I say, you've got the tower to our left. Been a lot of different things in its time. Most famously known for its imprisonment, torture and execution. Along the river's
피해 여왕 있죠?
archway,
로마 캐톨릭 피해 여왕이 얼마나 많이 죽었는지 얘가 물이 빨갛게 들어버렸어.
If you was a traitor to the crown, you'd have been rowed downriver from Westminster by barge through the open archway before being beheaded up on Tower Hill. A lovely photo ahead of us there of Tower Bridge, the gateway to London, opened in 1894. The centre bascules of this bridge, they both raise up to allow larger ships in and out of the upper pole. When they're lifted, look above us, you walk across the two top catwalks. It's a museum up there. I think it's £10 to walk across. And as you can see there, they've recently installed new glass flooring. Tower Bridge is the most easterly boundary of the square mile city. So when we go through, we leave the city of London behind us. We enter into the Docklands area of London. If you look around us, you'll notice the buildings have all somewhat changed. These buildings, they were once warehouses. They was all filled to the brim with expensive cargo from all around the world. But today, they've all been converted into luxury apartments. So folks, we're just coming into our next stop, St Catherine's Pier for the Tower. I do think we got a few people that might want to leave us here. If you are leaving us, if I could just ask everyone, just remain in your seats for the moment until we're safely moored alongside. The captain behind me, he will let you know when it is safe to leave. Just one last thing, folks, before I put the microphone down. Just a short word about the commentary itself. As I did say at the beginning, and you can probably tell for yourselves by now, we're not professional tour guides on the boat. We are just members of the crew. We do the commentaries on a voluntary basis, hopefully to make your trips with us a little bit more interesting and hopefully enjoyable. We don't charge you for the commentaries, but some people on the boat probably haven't understood a single word of what I've been saying this whole time.
Thank you. Keep
So
on
what we
flying.
had to do on this